Get some flour and make some hot water cornbread. Keep it moving.
Hello.
Yeah.
You said what? All right, we live too, brother Elliott. All right.
All right. Good evening, family. How y'all doing? My apologies for just having to take a puff to make sure my lungs is clear and I can breathe. We're glad you all are here. This is Conspiracy Tuesday. Brother Mick and I. First of all, let me tell y'all the reason why I wasn't here last week. My daughter, Uncle Mick's niece, graduated from basic training in the military and the army, and she was in South Carolina. And though I'm happy she's got through the first phase of her upcoming career move in the military, that's where I was, and we was trying to set the show up, but the airport didn't have a space where I could be kind of isolated at, unless you go into one of them clubs, and I'm not paying that type of money to go in the club. They wanted like $200 or $300 for an hour, and I'm like, no. So that's the reason why I wasn't here last Tuesday. So we thank you all very much for supporting us and holding us up. We want to have as many viewers this week as we had last week. Even though there are gonna be times I may be gone, but most of the time I even had my computer, I just didn't have a space. So that was the only reason why we didn't have shows last week. We didn't have class show, whatever you want to call it. So we were just briefly talking, and then we're gonna switch. We ain't gonna stay on it about this now new, so-called new gambling scandal that's happened in the NBA with coaches and players or whatever. And I've heard a few analysts talk about um, that particular issue, the one that came up with Coach Chauncey Billups and a player and a couple other players or whatever, and even some older players who used to play who are no longer players. But even if, according to Shaquille O'Neal, who is on TNT on ESPN now instead of TNT on or whatever it's called, the basketball analyst stuff that they do. It's like, hey, we gamble, we do stuff, but there's other certain rules that you don't cross. In baseball, Pete Rose was given a lifetime ban for ever being considered to be on in the baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Then after he passes away, now they're trying to reconsider it. Well, at that point, don't even mention me. If you didn't mention me while I was alive and wanted me to be part of this Hall of Fame, they called him Charlie Hustle for a reason. He still got more hits than anybody. He still holds several records that had, to me, absolutely nothing to do with gambling on the games like they tried to consider him to be doing. I think that really what we have here is high-tech lynchings. I know people have to know the rules. So, like, if you're playing poker, it's different playing poker. And I don't know much about poker because I don't know how to play. And I'm not playing with people who want to gamble for money while you learn. That's some bullshit. Because that's what they always want to do. Hey, man, I'll teach you how to play, but we're going to play for money. No, the hell we not. I don't need to learn how to play the game that much. It don't matter to me. But why are you playing poker on a game? Are you playing blackjack on a game? Are you playing roulette on a game? Are you playing any of those baccarat or any of those other games of chance on a game? Or are you just gambling?
But see, that's the thing. But they know gambling and the mob go hand in hand.
Right.
See, this is nothing new. I just think because I was gonna play. When you go look at it, you just had Adam Silver, right?
Silverman.
Silverman, right? They just talked about how he wanted where you can gamble, where the players can gamble. What did you thought he was going? Well, he was thinking he was getting ahead of the situation.
Right.
How? I mean, now as far as them, cause let's be honest, they've been had these gambling parties. People who get money, they do this. They've been doing that.
Right.
Now
That's
you know,
some kind of sort of part of their lifestyle.
yeah, and that's my thing. It's like they acting like this is not part of this. You know what's going on. Like even having women there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And all this stuff is a part of it. It's just like now. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's like why do y'all? And I'm saying it and hit them like buttons too, family. Why is it that we keep, you know, we talking about we hearing Chauncey Billups, Damon, you know what I'm saying, like Terry Rozier. I'm thinking from the Miami player. Now, this what was gangster with this. The NBA found him not guilty
Right.
on gambling. But then the feds came in, Cash Patel them said he was guilty.
Right.
But what do you think when you can do this stuff with parlay? Or if you come in, you know, if you don't score 7 points this quarter. You know what I'm saying?
Now, if it was that, then it could be seen. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead. You right.
If it's like that, where okay, I'm looking because they even got it on online where you could with FanDuel and stuff like that. What's the difference?
That's the point that I was saying. When y'all allow, just think about it. They just said college players can gamble now.
And so, if you're allowing college players to gamble, then what you're doing is setting up players, and players have to pay attention. Right. And for those of y'all that are coaches or families or whatever, you need to listen to this. Listen to this statement I'm getting ready to say. What you're doing is allowing that player to be set up, to be caught up into something that he's going to not be able to get out of.
Facts.
Oh, we can gamble? Okay, cool. Now you got a scandal. Are you point shaving now?
Facts.
Like, right? So they have this thing set up online called FanDuel, and most of y'all know who it is. I don't play it. I never have. I don't understand it. Well, is this team going to get 7 points or 10 points in this quarter? Is this player going to score a triple in this quarter? Is he going to get a triple double for the game? Is it, you know, so you got all of these things based upon what the prospects of certain things may happen. And if you allow college players to do some stuff like that, then what you're going to end up doing is having them end up losing in the end because we got a point shaving scheme. Mm-hmm. We got this other scenario. We got this other person that did this. And then they're going to end up losing because only thing that is going to do is perpetuate something that young people are going to lose at. And most of those young people that are going to lose look like us. Those are our children that they're saying, oh, it's okay to go gamble because one child that don't look like us, they're going to get away from it. They're going to get away with it.
Right. And I agree with you, Raphael, bro. He said they was doing that in the 80s.
They've been doing this. Listen, they said that Sonny Liston, when he fought Ali the second time, was told to take a dive or else.
But it was saying he was working for the mob.
Okay. So therefore, this ain't nothing new. So why are we acting brand new? The deal is what's going to happen in the future. Sonny Liston dead. Mysteriously died sometime somewhere in the desert, whatever.
And he was scared of needles.
Didn't take medicine, wouldn't go get a shot. Because he was that afraid of needles, but yet he died of a drug overdose. What that's doing for you coaches that hopefully you listen, or for you young players that listen, but you hard-headed because you're trying to get ahead of the game. If you start to gamble based upon what they're saying that you can do, I promise you what they're going to do is get you caught up in a scheme that said in some way, shape, or form, you are point shaving. And so therefore it's going to ruin your career. I promise you that's going to happen. Because that's how they play the game. Even if the rules are set out for people to, okay, in the NBA, they got rules, NFL, they got rules, in Major League Baseball, they got rules, Major League Hockey, they've got rules about gambling or whatever. Then outside of that, you got stuff like FanDuel or Fantasy Sports or whatever that's really betting, eventually you're gonna
Right.
have players that's gonna say the same thing because they betting on the game, and even if they're not betting on their game, they're gonna connect them to the fact that they were betting in part of this team, and then they're gonna end up losing everything,
Mm-hmm.
all because somebody decided to get them caught up in something that they may have or may not have had anything to do with. They may not have been gambling on the team, but they were gambling.
Mm-hmm.
You might not have been fan dueling your team, but you fan dueled another team. And they don't care nothing about connecting those two. And one thing that Mr. Dr. O'Neill said, Dr. Shaquille O'Neal said, we're gonna give him his props too, is that if the law if the FBI is investigating it, it doesn't matter what the NBA or anybody else says. That's something that they've been investigating for a long period of time. It ain't been a week or two. It's been a couple years.
Nah, like I said, I was trying to say it when I was sitting up there, when I was telling the people, see, well, and we have to be honest too. I'm not saying with you, but when that stuff happened out there in California, remember when I was telling you about the Big U done when they was talking about how them NBA players was getting cheated out at $1 million and all of that? What they thought was gonna happen?
Well, but see, here's the deal. It's okay if I own you because I own your contract and you play for me to cheat you. It's not okay for you to find a scheme in order to get your money back.
Yeah,
This is plantation sports.
yeah, but that's what I was saying. Like when you seeing them, like how they just because I was trying to correlate when they was talking about when you was hearing how the NBA players, you was hearing how and they were saying some of the people like well Big U at the time he was getting some of their money back.
Right.
Dude, they was not, and that was the small scale they had done.
Right.
What they was doing on a small scale. So they've been showing you how they've been sitting up here, getting the people. Like I was listening what they were saying when Damon Joe, the one guy who got banned for life.
Right.
When they got him on the chat text messages
Right.
talking how he was playing these cards because they know these people like to gamble. Let's go back to Michael Jordan. How much did that man say he was owing him for golfing?
Like that one round of golf that they played, like 100 grand or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And Jordan wouldn't get off the golf course until he won his money back.
Yeah. But you see but this is the thing to me is like they say, and these be young people, man.
So now let me ask this question.
Come on with it.
There's a difference between Michael Jordan betting on a golf course and betting on a basketball game.
But how we know what he was betting on?
Well, there's that part too.
Because remember, he walked away. I was looking for that video when Dick Gregory was breaking it down, like I was telling you with him and Magic. Now, and that's allegedly when Dick Gregory was saying, because it said Jordan and Magic had got caught. Right. This ain't the first time. If you go look at that guy, the old referee that got jammed up doing 04 when they went back on the Pistons, right? If you go look what he's saying, because he's talking about it now. Just go on YouTube, you can pull it up. He talking about the gambling. Mm-hmm. That's like with this the video, you know what I'm saying, I was gonna play when you looking at Pablo Torre, when he telling you he was like when they let the betting in what they thought was gonna happen.
Well, see, and here's the thing. Gambling has been around for as long as humankind started to transact money with other humankind. There's always been some sort of betting. Mm-hmm. Whether it be dog races, horse races, or you can't go to a horse race without them betting on horses. That's the whole point.
Gambling is a part of America like apple pie.
Man, and in many parts of the world.
Facts.
So why are we getting upset about somebody? As long as they didn't shave points, who cares?
But that's the thing that we don't know because they say it's going to be some bigger things coming out. Okay, now, but this wasn't the first time they have done that. See, my thing is they about to blow $1 billion game. I mean, $1 billion industry playing around. What people are going to find out now that the sports is rigged.
Well, see, and then that's the other thing that shows up, right?
Yeah,
is Now, you have this, remember last year and even part of this year, that the referees that were seen to consistently be going to referee the Kansas City Chiefs games, they're no longer part of the referee union anymore. They're gone. So what I'm saying is that for young people, if you're playing a sport, don't gamble. Because if you do, they're gonna really tie it into whether you were point shaving, whether you were doing some other things that might have caused you to. Oh well, last week they scored 60 points, and this week they only scored 22, and you're gonna get caught up in it because you're gambling. And I understand what you're saying and what we were talking about a little few minutes ago, where players who, I got my money taken, I didn't get all of my monies while I was playing, then I'm gonna find a way to get my money, by gambling. But look what ends up happening.
Right.
So you got to be more diligent and smarter with your money.
But is Chauncey wrong? I'm saying, but what do Chauncey got be if they was having a gambling part if he wasn't betting on the game? If he was just having like, okay, because a lot of these times these people might just use you for, hey, offer you saying, okay, we're gonna get brother Elliott. That'll bring some credit to our gambling because it's a high stake. Remember, these ain't poor people playing in this game.
Right.
Because the one guy he said he lost $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Right. So these is high stake rollers. Right. But having Chauncey Billups should he be suspended for that? They just he a terrible person. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, when they talking about they had, X-ray cars, X-ray table that you can see the person hand. Like anytime you got that type of money, what you think was gonna happen?
But if you're not gonna make the game a chance, and I don't think that this happens in the casino, if you're not gonna make the game a chance and opportunity to win, what's the point of doing it?
But is the casino really okay? In the casino, I'm not trying to knock them. Like I know everybody saw Goodfellas. Do you think the casino is in the business to make you win?
Hell no, they're in the business to make them money.
Okay, so that's
then what's the difference between that and I'm having a gambling party, a poker party in my house, and the game is on?
And they saying they being fair. One saying they being fair, and one saying that's just like the numbers. You got the numbers in the streets, right, and then you got the numbers in the stores.
Right.
Who be more fair? The streets or the stores?
Be more fair because at least they're gonna pay out.
Right.
And then you might hit and run the streaker once or twice or a couple times. Right. But you ain't getting no fair in the store.
Right. And they gonna want and they want their taxes.
Right. Because see, we can very clearly see that we could say that that's rigged.
Right.
In the game, that type of lotto is rigged because of where people hit at.
Right.
You don't see people hitting in the inner city.
Nah, I agree with you.
The last person that won all of that crazy money that I know of was in some rural place. And one person was in Wisconsin a couple years back, and then there's somebody else. Come on, man.
Nah, but to me, what I don't like, I just don't like who they showing the faces of.
But they have to.
Yeah, because
it's high-tech lynching.
Yeah, you're right. Because these same mobsters, they was in. If you go look when the referee got jammed up, when he got jammed up, these same names was mentioned, but they throw the Chauncey Billups, the Damon Jones up there, the Terry. It's just.
They put the face up there of somebody that will take the fall.
Yeah. And
don't have now, again, if the FBI is investigating it, maybe there's some more depth to what the charges are. And Billups and nobody else has made a statement yet.
Right.
Okay. So that position for them could be, okay, you can go ahead and do your investigation. You're not going to find anything.
Right.
There's nothing to find.
But do you understand how they already got them brothers already considered guilty?
Absolutely.
It's just funny that they guilty, but it's not proven innocent to you innocent to proven guilty.
For black folk.
And
if you black, you guilty, and then if you innocent, proven innocent, you guilty anyway. Look what they did to OJ.
Yeah, and they still mad about something. Still mad about that. They trying to dig his
ass up and try and still convict his ass for some shit.
Yeah.
And the Goldman family got money out of the deal.
Yeah.
In a civil suit that shouldn't have even gone through, but they let it go through anyway. But you can't do white folks that way.
I know. You see the game is. Oh man, when you listen to. Oh my goodness, man! I gotta play. Man, let me play this video. I gotta play it. But y'all can get. And this from Breaking Point and Point Break. Am I saying it right? Oh no. Yeah, I think that's it right there. Hold on, let me move it back. Yeah, Breaking Points. This is from and like I told y'all, this is Pablo Torre. Y'all go check him out. He used to be on ESPN. Go check him out. Let me get this together. Go.
Some of your own reporting that we can share with our audience. I'm sure they've heard a little bit here about the initial indictments in the NBA, Chauncey, and the poker games. Quote, a number of former pro athletes played at a private poker games organized by those indicted by the DOJ in Operation Royal Flush. One of them was Kevin Garnett in 2019. There are a number of other names who you list. Pablo, why don't you break some of that down and also just tell us how existential this is to the NBA.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat?
And I'll tell you about some of the names that I've been reporting that haven't been in the indictment for reasons that I think make sense and are also a bit chin-scratching. The story here to me is that the NBA set up an incentive structure. One of the first things that Adam Silver did as commissioner of the league, and he was hailed, almost welcomed as a savior of the sport, in part because he did two things. Number one, he orchestrated the transfer of power from Donald Sterling, avowed racist, banned for life, to Steve Ballmer, another character I've been investigating in a separate story, which I have too much to say about, with aspiration and the Clippers and the salary cap circumvention that I've been reporting on. But the other thing Adam Silver did that fall was write an op-ed in the New York Times in which he said gambling should be legalized and regulated. He was the first commissioner to come out and say that. This was one of his first acts in terms of taking over the sport. And so that incentive structure, which we've seen happen, and you guys have covered it as well as anybody, infiltrating the entirety of sports and sports media, has created these incentives in which there is a menu of almost micro bets which now carry legal markets for prop bets like unders on Terry Rozier, meaning you can bet on the underperformance of an obscure player like Jonte Porter, who has since been banned for life, by the way. And so all of this is fruit from that tree. All of it is fruit from the Adam Silver op-ed to Jonte Porter group chat and now banned for life scandal into what happens when inside information that could be seemingly microscopic in its scope. Will this player play in this game? Will this guy leave this game because he is in coordination with you, perhaps, according to the indictment, trying to also profit off of those incentives? All of this comes together in a way that feels, if not existential, I think the story of the era of money in sports that we live in. And Absolutely. So Kevin Garnett, Ty Lue, the head coach of the Clippers, also a character who's been spotted at these games. One game in particular, April 2019, where Chauncey Billups was. Antonio Gates, former pro football player, Hall of Fame player. I'm not alleging that those guys were of the Chauncey Billups level in terms of what they knew or did not know, but they were used as whales, face cards, the government calls them, to draw in bettors in the poker world, which happens to be connected deeply with, of course, the world of sports betting.
Right. And let's talk a little bit more about the specifics here, because some of the specifics are wild. You say maybe those guys aren't the level of understanding, potentially alleged, of Chauncey Billups, who appears to have had knowledge that the games were rigged. These games were being set up by some of the sort of like classic
Now, you see what I'm saying, what the NBA commissioner did? How was you going to regulate that?
Right. And the other part about that is, if part of the rules are no gambling to a certain degree about a certain thing,
Facts.
then what the hell's the issue with them having gambling at their house? It's like you throw a party at your house. Hey, brother Elliott, come over. I come over and we sitting over there playing spades for a quarter a hand or whatever. So what's the damn difference? That ain't got nothing to do with us. What my school district gonna tell me? We taught you gambling. You can't come over. You can't teach anymore because you're gambling for a quarter. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Hey man, I bet my lesson plan about that's asinine.
Right.
If they were betting on games while they were playing, I can understand that.
Right.
And I can understand if they were betting on games that they were coaching. I can understand that as well. Hey man, we ain't gonna score 90 points because I got $200,000 on. Now, if they got that type of evidence,
Facts.
and it is what it is.
Right.
But if they don't have any evidence other than the fact that they were just gambling, which is something that all of them do, not just the players, but people in general, people period, then what the hell's the point?
Now, I'm with you, Mark. He said Garnett, Ty Lue, etc. played in the private poker game in 2019. So what the F what? That ain't illegal. Pablo being fed info. This don't smell right. Right. See, it's always you got to look at the overplay for the underlay. But look who face they putting out here. That's just like with Tim Donahue, the referee. When he proved that they can cheat. Listen,
Right.
man, you can watch these games. Like I say, don't get me wrong. I watch Michigan. I'm playing. Y'all know that's my squad. I seen they got some calls against State, but I also seen some calls go against them.
Right.
I also seen how they made it a big scandal when they said they had signs. Did Oklahoma and Auburn when they just played when the Ole Miss in Oklahoma, then they just didn't Ole Miss just accused of Oklahoma stealing signs. See, you see what I'm saying? But that's not cheating. Who can? Dude, I could sit up here and get video of watching you play. Get
Matter
video.
of fact, that's what's called scouting.
Facts.
It's called scouting because then that way, if I'm in the stands, which is it's not illegal for you to say, well, you coach Michigan and I coach Michigan State. That's not illegal for me to get a scouting report. The issue is at the end of the day, my players have to be prepared to stop you no matter what.
Right. That's not cheating is like you said, your point guard who known to drop you 30. He go out on a ghost injury.
Right. Or he got a cold streak all of a sudden.
Facts.
And he consistently hitting 25, 30, and then this week he off. Well, that's number one, that's bound to happen.
Facts.
Number two, if it's consistent and turn around and happen again the next week and then again the next week, okay, why is he cold? Now, if he clunking shots, or if he the quarterback and he throwing the ball over everybody's head, we might have to, have a little discussion about some things and check into some stuff.
Facts.
But at what point in time does the coach have time to do that in the first place?
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's what they think they did when they said, because listen, players been getting paid. Let's stop the BS with this NIL. Now you just got coaches mad because the playing field is even now.
Right.
Nick Saban ain't gonna be. I don't get me wrong. Nick Saban was a real one, but Nick Saban knew when it was time to bounce.
That's it. And now, is he gonna get caught up in the coaching gambling scandal? No, he just understood when it was time to bounce.
Right.
And if he is, are they gonna pull his name in it?
To me,
How
it's
in
like
the world does it make sense from 2019, 6 years ago? Garnett was out the league.
But you know what that is, though. Really, this illegal gambling is it the government just want their in on it? You don't think them rich men know about it? Because don't get it twisted. This ain't no blow Joe. And let's be honest. Let's quit acting like people ain't cheated on the small level.
Right.
I done seen some games where people that threw loaded dice in there back in the day. People gonna cheat on anything when they doing something.
Right. As
That's
long
just
as they're not getting their cut.
right. Like, if you holding a dice game at your house, you know what I'm saying? You know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But people still gonna try to get an advantage. That's in life. Everybody gonna try to get advantage on something.
Yep. And so and the thing, and that's no different than you stacking a team. That's no
Mhm.
different than, you know, you get, for some reason, you get 18 first round draft choices after you just won a Super Bowl.
Hey,
Wonder how much of extra table can you funny, bro.
but they said they had, and I look at this. Terry Rozier make $26 million per year. Chauncey make $9 million a year. You really think they cheating to make $20K? None of this makes sense. Time will tell, though.
Right.
Facts.
But look at how they've had to go out and disparage their character.
Oh, you know they was gonna do that.
Okay. Look at how they've had to go out and destroy their character. Because now everybody's going to sit there and look at either one of them or others with a slight eye now.
And that's cold blooded. Now, what that you just said make a lot of sense when you said political lynching.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Okay. Let's go back to some other deeper stuff. This stuff give me a headache.
Let's go.
All right. Yes, rock, baby. Let's be some. Hey, I got some other hot stuff coming for y'all real soon. All right. So, yeah. Real hot. Like, so when we sit around here and talk about these families that y'all don't think running stuff. I'm sorry, it's Tuesday. I can cuss. Then y'all think we sit around here and think that we talking about these families and these other people that ain't running shit. We getting ready to show some stuff. Because there are a lot of other people that are putting it out there. Right? Go. I don't care what they say about Alex Jones. Go check him out. There's another guy. Some of his stuff is weird though. His name is David Icke. Icke. David Icke. And there was a sister that was on Sunday, and I didn't get a chance to mention a book for her. And hopefully she's on listening. I think her name was Connie something. And one of the books I want you to get in order to start your journey, if you desire to start your journey, it's called The Destruction of Black Civilization. That's a book to get. Another book, if you want to be on this side of the coin, it's called None Dare Call It Conspiracy. Either one of those two books, but now either one, get them both.
You ready for the untold story of Harry T. Moore?
That's rock, baby.
Oh, that's the one you want?
I don't care. Put it up there because he watched the Dodgers, and who won that game anyway?
The Dodgers.
So it's
18 innings.
18 and went that long. Man, I went to sleep.
I was out too. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. You ready for this one?
Oh boy. Yeah, they played till midnight.
So did. They even brought them food out there. Let me get this together. Let me play this one.
Yeah, that's right.
They're trying to call Charlie Kirk a martyr. No disrespect, but America already had a real one. His name was Harry T. Moore. He was blown up in his own bed on Christmas night, and they never gave him justice. Harry wasn't just an activist. He was a school teacher turned truth-teller, registering over 100,000 black voters in the South, investigating lynchings, demanding justice, and doing it all without protection. Now here's the part they won't say out loud. Someone planted a bomb right under his bedroom. Harry and his wife were asleep. The blast threw them from their bed. He died that night. She followed days later. He had just exposed the sheriff behind the Groveland killings, 4 black boys falsely accused. He filed appeals, tracked violence, and pushed back on white power in Florida. The FBI had names. They knew the Klan was involved. But no one was ever held accountable. No arrests, no trial, just silence. Why do they erase real martyrs like Harry? Why did a man this bold get left out of our textbooks? And why does this country only honor the safe parts of our history? Drop Harry in the comments if you're sick of them controlling which stories are hidden. Follow for more untaught stories they never wanted us to find.
So this is a man back in the 50s on his own dime as a school teacher, on his own dime under threat and duress of his life, was fighting against an unjust system who was on the constant verge of trying to there was lynchings that was going on. Ida B. Wells wrote about it before, this man mentioned it and wrote about it and investigated them. And they literally, and it wasn't black people who did it, it wasn't a gas line blow up. Literally, some racist white people decided that they were going to plant a bomb in his room. How they get in there, who knows? Plant a bomb in his room and kill his wife, himself, and his wife. All because he was there exposing the truth about what was going on in the system. That's all. He wanted to know, let people know what was going on in the system. And he's dead. No heirs, no children to carry on his legacy, none of that. Both he and his wife are gone. And no mention, no talk, no discussion of it in any way, shape, or form in the textbooks. Because it's always constantly trying to bury and put aside, and as the old folks say, I'm going to throw one at y'all, render asunder the fact that we have been fighting for something that they've been denied. We've been denied in this country for well over 400 years. It's never about making, and listen to this statement to while we were talking about the situation with the gambling. It is never about making the playing field equal. It's never about that. It's always about being able to tilt the playing field in the favor of one group as compared to another. They murdered Native Americans, 100 million people, murdered them down to less than 100,000 in the 1800s. And then what they get as a constellation,
words are hard.
Words are hard. As a consolation.
Got you.
I was talking about stars earlier with my sixth graders, so that's my fault. As a consolation, as they get casinos, and they get part of the proceeds. But guess who run them?
Who?
The people that give them the license. Listen, they got to buy the license to run a casino. So if you live in Michigan and you go up to Soaring Eagle, you ain't gonna see no Native American back there at the roulette table. Not no real one. You ain't gonna go to the riverboat gambling and see no Native Americans back there running riverboat gambling. Gambling it's all the same. And so these these players are getting caught for what? Now, again, if they're gambling on games like they tried to claim Pete Rose was,
right,
I could understand it. And now they're talking about even with him, well, they're gonna do it posthumously because he's dead and he.
Wow.
No, I don't. Hell no. Don't put my name. Don't put me up there because he deserved it while he was alive. Because he played the game hard all the time, even if he gambled on it. He didn't stop playing. He wasn't taking days and games off or whatever. He played hard every game. So if he did gamble on the game, was he gambling for them to win? Because he wasn't one of them players. If he played hard every game.
Yeah.
Go look at his highlights. They on YouTube. He didn't go out there. I'm jogging the third. Because if I get out, then they'll get a run. No, he was playing to win.
But that's how they do when you don't own it. You got to remember. When they tell you not in this club no more, they can put you out. Just think about the writers, the Baseball Hall of Fame. Guess who put them in the Hall of Fame?
Writers who never played the game.
And they should never have that much power to put nobody in. Look how they've been playing with Barry Bonds.
Listen, all right, over a scandal that they couldn't prove. A so-called scandal that you couldn't prove. But yet they consider Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa.
Facts.
And they've given them more consideration than they did Barry Bonds. And at the end of the day, you still gotta have an eye. Okay, let's say that he did.
Mhm.
Let's say the allegations are true.
Mhm.
You still got to have hand-eye coordination to hit the damn ball.
Facts.
You just
Facts.
may hit it stronger. You may hit it longer.
Yeah, you still got to have hand and eye coordination.
You still got to have hand and eye coordination to hit the damn ball. Just because you're more muscular don't mean that you can hit the ball. Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't hit a baseball. Neither could Lou Ferrigno and all of them bodybuilders. They couldn't. Their bodies wasn't built for that. They weren't doing things and exercise in order to hit the damn baseball.
I'm saying Mark Hutchinson said
Yeah, I see.
Pete Rose bet on games he was involved in. I think that is the line that can't be crossed. He bet on games he was managing. He played hard, but he crossed the line. I mean, I think he said he didn't. Now, he bet on games, but he said he didn't. But he did turn around because he wanted to be part of that Hall of Fame group.
Okay, so
he's saying he did do it, but
right.
From the beginning he had been holding the strong for over 30, then 20-some years.
Right. But here's the deal.
Mhm.
Why consider him to be part of it now?
Right.
Don't consider to be part of it after he died.
Right.
He wasn't doing it before while he was alive.
Right.
And those same writers who never played sports.
Facts.
Who never played baseball, who never played football, who never played basketball, the ones that sit up around there and put people up and write about them as Hall of Famers or whatever, or however they get into the hall, it's not the players that vote on that.
And that's who it should be.
It's writers.
But it should be the players.
It should be players. I can sit there and say that if I'm thinking of his Tony Gwynn,
mm-hmm.
who played against Pete Rose, and then both of them are no longer alive, who played against Pete Rose, if Tony Gwynn said, hey, Charlie Hustle should be in it, then you put him in because of them and that group of people that said he need to be in there.
But why? I'm with you on that. Why not do it when he was alive? Why you gonna wait till he died?
Don't mention his dad, man. I wouldn't show up. I ain't know my family. We not showing up. But what people gonna do is because they now are starting to talk about it. There's inklings of things talking about him being given a posthumous Hall of Fame ballot and to be put in. Hell no! Don't put me in that shit. I can't enjoy it. I'm dead.
Right. Same thing like with the Jack Johnson. Y'all gonna admit now, 100 years later, you was wrong.
You was wrong, man. They listen. How you gonna just like they did the kid that we talked about before, the George Stinnett, 14 years old. You executed him, and now you want to give him a pardon. Kiss my ass.
Yeah, see, that's the game that they play with.
And this is the game. Then we sit around here, oh, they did something nice for us. That's bullshit. They executed a 14-year-old accused of murdering 2 white girls, never found guilty. They sent them to the damn electric chair any damn way. So we playing games. Yeah. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Sister Yogi sent me this piece that they doing a documentary on an 8-year-old girl who's taking her somewhere in D.C. 8.
Yeah, she was talking something about it Sunday.
Okay, 8 years old. Because we're not doing our job to make sure that we're watching out for each other. Who this girl is missing and dead, or she's trafficked in another country, and the person who supposedly did it, he's gone. He committed suicide or whatever. We playing games. They're not playing games. If you're gonna go be an athlete, stay clean, stay tight, and don't do no dumb shit because it's gonna come back on you. These players have not played basketball and I don't know how long, even though Rozier's still playing. Why the hell would you, like, I think Mark just said this. Why in the hell am I sitting around here? And I know we're going back to what we was talking about before. Mm-hmm. Why in the hell would I go? Because it's all connected. Why in the hell would I'm making $26 million a year for a $20,000 game? Go play poker for $20,000. But you still have to show me that even if it was a ring and I was a certain group of people, was we gambling, playing poker on baseball games, or basketball games, or football games? And if we weren't, get your ass out of here. Then go to Las Vegas and shut down every damn thing.
Facts.
Go to Detroit, shut it down. Go to Mount Pleasant, shut it down. Go to the Mississippi River, shut them all down. Shut down FanDuel, all of that stuff that you got online gambling. Shut it all down. And then what you want to say? Well, if you have a gambling addiction, well, okay,
Facts.
shut that down too. That's a bunch of bullshit as well.
Facts. Good evening, good brother. Facts. They're gonna hit you with Gambling Anonymous, but
That's what I'm
every
saying.
place you can go gamble at, boy.
You go to
Give you the
Las
dope.
Vegas, right? You go to Las Vegas, get off the airplane, get to the airport, your ass got a
Facts.
roulette, what's the name right there, or where you slot machine right there. So
As-
you go to the bathroom, slot machine in the bathroom.
As you waiting on your shuttle to get to your hotel.
Man, what? And they serving you drinks the whole time you in there.
It is.
So you can relax and keep gambling. Shut all of it down.
Right.
But you're not willing to do that because that's a way of life for some people.
Right.
Right? No different than this man who was that we just saw the clip of, who nobody has investigated anything about what happened to him, who killed him. It's just dead and buried history.
Right.
And we keep on playing games.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Why the hell are we playing games with these people who don't give a damn? We keep playing games.
Yeah, you got a point.
This man is dead. His family's gone. His wife's gone. You know, I don't even know if they had children.
No, but that just show you, but people to try to say like this is something new. They've been
This
knocking
ain't nothing
people off who
new.
go
They
against
made
the
it.
system here.
Man,
Not in, I'm just saying in general in the United States.
this stuff's
this
not
ain't-
new.
yeah, this ain't new.
And see, here's the deal. People keep turning a blind eye to it
Yep.
only because it's easier to turn a blind eye to it than to step to it and say, look, don't do that. The
Facts.
same day, Maurice Claret was the number one, him and Willis McGahee were the number one, number two running backs in the damn country. And because boosters gave them some, they didn't, what the hell happened to the boosters? Not a damn thing.
Nope.
But yet, Claret didn't play football no more.
Yeah.
And McGahee played a little bit till he had a knee injury. He had two injuries, one in college and another one in the
Facts.
pros. And that's the reason why he retired. Maurice Claret didn't get nothing and still has nothing. Ended up serving jail time. But yet you got these clowns with NIL deals where not nearly as good as he is. But because the boosters, what happened to the boosters? Nothing. This all ties in. This is conspiratorial.
Sure.
Because the people who suffer the most are the ones that they put out there to face. That's a high-tech lynching.
And
Go ahead.
No, and I'm not mad because they're a nonprofit.
So they can get away with it. So if you really want to say you want to set a standard, then you tell FanDuel and all of these other gambling sites that you can no longer gamble on any NBA games. The NCAA, they can't gamble on college games. And especially March Madness. You can't gamble on any of them.
Ain't that? And March Madness is on the way. And guess how much money they finna make?
They're going to make $6 billion in a month. Tax-free.
Let that sink in.
Okay? If you really want to do it, shut down the gambling casinos. You don't want to do that. Because somebody's making some money off of it.
You see this right here for you?
What is that? Miss Talbert?
Marcia A. Talbot. See what she said.
I know a lot of the people you're talking about because of my parents. Yet most black people aren't aware. It's shameful not to know our history. Hey, are you related to Donald Talbot? Because if you are, because he used to write about a lot of sports stuff because he plays sports too. If you're because he spelled his name the same way you're spelling your name. But yeah, absolutely.
No, they was been telling the truth. See, but they don't tell you about the shakedown that be going on.
No, for what? Because
Yeah.
the only people that get caught up in the shakedown is black folk.
Because they forget, look how they did Joe Louis. And this ain't allegedly. This a fact. When he won that heavyweight, remember they had him go fight Max Schilling?
Yep.
Max Bear still made off of his purse.
Yep.
Then on top of that, look how they played him. Had him go join the army.
Yep. Go
Marcel
fight in the army.
Yep, and do some exhibitions and charge him.
Yep, and charge him. And then later on, came back tax-wise to break him. So he ended up fighting when he was in his late 40s, almost 50, in order to make money to cover these taxes that they took out, but didn't tell him they took out, and held on to that money up until his later years. And then his last few defeats came from him when he was too old to fight and shouldn't even been in the ring.
But see, they don't tell you that's how they do you. But they put Joe Louis out here as the beloved. They loved him so much.
I mean,
remember, it went 20-some years, so they got a heavyweight champion after Jack Johnson.
Right.
I just want to put that up there.
Yeah, 20-some years. That's right. Right. And then he held the belt for 20-some years. And then when he finally was too old to hold the belt, you had some other people come in there. And then after that, it was you had another long period of time.
Oh, well, you remember you had Jersey Joe Walcott.
Yeah.
You had Ezra Charles. You had but remember, they really wasn't fighting the blacks. People keep forgetting about what's the mongoose?
Yeah.
Archie Moore. Look how Archie Moore had to get did.
Right. All of them. Every single one of them. Look at what they did to Ali.
Yeah.
Because he had to come back and fight those last few fights.
Right.
He didn't need to. He should have had to. But he had to come because they had two groups of people in his pocket. And thank you. Uh-oh. He had two groups of people in his pocket that said, hey, look, you got to go do these last couple fights. After George Foreman, he should have been done. It wasn't so much the desire to go back out there and fight again. It's because he had to. And when he fought Holmes, there was absolutely nothing there. And Holmes knew it.
Mm.
After the first round, Holmes should have quit. Now, you know, I'm not doing this. But then he a champion, so he a boxer. So that's part of the deal.
And who they thought ran who you thought ran boxing?
Man, they still run boxing.
Right.
This ain't nothing new. They got their hands involved in any and every.
Facts.
But you're not talking about shutting none of that stuff down.
They never gonna do that. Oh yeah, NCAA gambling exists. They tell you don't exist. Yeah, it exists. Facts.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Okay. All right, Miss Talbot.
Raphael Burr said, look what they did to Tyson. They locked him up because they got this down to a science.
Man.
They know if they look how the Houston Texas owner did Deshaun Watson. They know if they take you and you on your prime getting ready to go. They know even with Ali, if Ali could have fought them fighters before he was off for 3 years.
Man, he would have destroyed everybody.
But
there would have been no fights. And with Deshaun Watson, it was J.J. Watt move. I ain't got no. What am I gonna still stay here for? Because if these allegations had to come up not during negotiations, you got something completely different. You got something completely different. They came up during the contract negotiation when he wanted to leave, and all of a sudden he's this and he did this and he did. But wait a minute, wasn't he doing that in college too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
Oh, you were? Right.
He wasn't. So then all of a sudden his character's gonna change now? Come on, bro.
Facts. I was looking at Marcus Ezra. What he said, Archie, Ezra, and Jersey Joe had to fight when Rocky Marciano when they were too old.
They were all old.
Right.
They were old. They were in their late 30s, early 40s.
Right. And I'm looking at Marcia Tarver. Deshaun Watson is a sad example of how the powers that be operate.
Okay.
Facts.
So then why are we still listen? What's the young man, Jalen Hurts?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of how he's operating.
Mm-hmm.
That he keeps everything within a circle. The woman that negotiated his $255 million contract is the same woman he married.
Smart man.
And he has a group with his mother and father involved around him that he keeps his group very tight. And it's a bunch of women and they doing their thing.
Smart man. But see,
Instead
they
of-
don't want that to be shown.
No.
Look how they gave Lonzo. Man, they gave Lonzo Ball hell.
Man, all because, you know why? Because his daddy was a garbage player and he wouldn't shut his mouth. Now, if his dad had went in there and kind of negotiated on another deal, still do the same thing without running your mouth, they wouldn't have gave him that much hell. The reason why he catching hell is because, yo, dad, we gonna no different than what? Shedeur Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Your daddy out here in Colorado raising hell, big, and you made you the superstar quarterback that you are, and so we gonna knock all y'all down a peg or two.
But see that's what's wrong. But you didn't say that. You didn't say that to Archie Manning.
Man,
you didn't say that to
Manning
Jack
really
L.
not that good.
And you didn't say that to Jack Elway. See, a lot of people forgot who Jack Elway is. That's John Elway, daddy.
Right.
See, and then people not finna look. How you think they finna play Archie Manning now? The grandson.
Trash.
But you see how they gonna hype him up? I bet you he go in the first round.
But he gonna go in the first round,
And
number one, and he is not even a Heisman candidate.
And I put money he gonna be able to pick the team they want him to go to.
Just like what they tried to do with what's the name?
Yeah,
either one of Eli said he didn't want to go to some place.
It was San Diego.
Yeah. And he didn't go.
Nah, he came to the Giants. People forget the coach. It was San Diego again that was supposed to get Peyton Manning. But remember, they went and got Brian Leaf.
Yep. Who was?
And I thought he was gonna be rough though. But see, they don't want that.
No.
See, they don't. This is
the system, and I'm not clear the reason why we don't understand how this operates. And even if you're gonna be a professional player, move differently. Even if you're on a college campus, move differently. Okay, so they're giving you an NIL deal. It's like old boy down in Michigan. You got a $10 million NIL deal or whatever because of your image. I guess that's I have to really remember what NIL
likeness, image, and
right.
his name, likeness, and image.
Okay, so if you use my name, likeness, and image, you gotta pay me. There's a sister that plays softball for Oklahoma State that's got $1 million NIL deal. $1 million. She throw the ball rough, right? They go to Oklahoma State and watch the game just like Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we have to understand. We have to walk a straight and narrow. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to gamble, but I ain't gambling on baseball because I'm a baseball player. I'm not going to gamble, whatever. Or at the same time, just move away and don't do it because they're going to find something on you. Again, Deshaun Watson's whole everything, career, all of that, if they had been doing that to them girls or whatever the whole time, that'd come out when he was in college. Nothing came out. Nothing was there. So he gets to the NFL and all of a sudden things going to change because his money changed. He was getting paid then too. Maybe not as much. And only because he was negotiating to get out of Houston does do all of these allegations, which still have not been proven, come out. So we right back to sports, talking about the same thing we were talking about before because it all correlates.
Mm-hmm.
The man that died along with his wife because he was exposing some things, they may not get exposed. Like, why? How come we haven't heard anything from Chauncey Billups people?
Why say something? Right? His lawyer probably tell him to be quiet. We got this. I'm looking at Marcia Tarver. She said, "Do you think Michael Parsons' move was made by accident? Jerry Jones will eventually be found out. Watch and see. He needs to retire. Look at what Michael Parsons is doing for Green Bay. That type messed up Dallas."
Well,
and then you look at this. She said, "My cousin plays b-ball for Seton Hall. She making bank promoting cosmetic and modeling tall women's clothing." Makina White.
And here's the thing: when schools make millions of dollars and players make nothing, it's not. If the players are not playing, the school don't make no money.
Right.
So they should. But Why she got it? Okay, so let me throw a curveball at you. She's promoting cosmetics and modeling tall women's clothing instead of being able to be taken care of by the college. She make money for the college, but she got to go do something else in order to make her money, in order to be comfortable, in order to eat. So gambling is always throwing dice in the corner. It's all the same stuff.
Yeah, they just they getting mad because they saying these people cheated with the government ain't get to cheat.
The government's always going to cheat.
That's what they mad about because they ain't get to cheat, so now they gonna get on you about it.
Right.
But I'm wondering who. See, to me, is it because this is why I look at it, because you remember they were saying Trump was mad because they didn't let him get an NFL team. Could he be doing this because of that? Now he's shaking down the different, the different sports organizations.
Yeah, well, hey, he said he was going to be a dictator. So the dictator's going to control and shake down any and everything he possibly can. That's possible.
I'm just saying, just think about it. Remember, they wouldn't let him buy. Yeah, I'm just saying, right. Allegedly, conspiracy Tuesday. Do you think? Because all of a sudden, listen. How you think they know about the big gamblers? Don't know stuff come out without somebody wanted to come out.
Hey, these players ain't big gamblers, bro. They small fry.
Right.
They small fry. They little bitty people on the block.
Right.
That's no different than the dealer on the corner. He ain't the one.
Facts.
He just a corner pharmaceuticus. There ain't no word. I just made that word up.
Hey, facts
He's
though.
He the corner pharmaceuticus.
Hey, facts though. That's what's
Put that
crazy.
in the dictionary, somebody. Okay, he ain't the one, but he the one that's gonna get the most time. He's the one that they gonna, because you painted a picture with propaganda that this got to be them. It's them. Facts. It's them, but it ain't them. It's somebody behind him.
You ain't lying.
There's somebody behind him. And we keep on playing this game. And we keep on being part of the game. And that's where we have to stop at.
Right. No, I just, because I be watching different stuff, Miss Odie. She said, Mick, you hold a lot of info. No, because I watch a lot of stuff, believe me. I watch, and with this brother and with Brother Elliott talking about David Icke and them, I watched them. I remember buying the tapes. I remember buying that because, like I said, my uncle, man, I had an uncle and a cousin, man. That's all they did was watch stuff break down government to me. I'm not going to even lie to you. I used to just sit around them. I remember this movie with Charleston Heston. I can't think of the name of it.
Green.
Remember, it was like futuristic. Remember that the people.
It's called Soylent Green.
Yeah,
1972.
Yep, and that man was when they was eating. Remember, he had a jar. It was preserved jelly.
Yep. Jelly.
It was like I Am when you see Will Smith. That's what I'm thinking. They got that concept from.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got
I Am Legend. Absolutely.
Yeah, I Am Legend from that.
Yeah.
Because if you go watch that, and I'm like, damn, when I'm sitting up there, because them the type of movies I used to watch, and I even used to watch. I remember I used to have to watch Fort Apache.
Yeah.
And that's really the story of General Custer. That was Henry Fonda and John Wayne. I remember I used to have to watch that with my granny, and I just couldn't stand watching them westerns. But I love them now, though.
Right,
because I love them now.
And then you got to get the understory.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this, and then we can close out.
Okay, cool.
Almost 6 o'clock, and
Gotcha.
I got another thing coming on. I'm in Fort Jackson, in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, the largest training base in the country. I'm sitting over there boiling. Because as a historian, you know the history, Jackson, all this other stuff, the Army, everything else, and all this other stuff. And an older white Vietnam vet was watching me. I didn't know he was watching me. And he told me, I don't know what, we know, you look like you know some things. He literally said, you look like you know some things. I'm glad you didn't say anything because this is about your daughter. Get that. Understood it. Had to swallow because boy, oh boy, I'm sitting in the stands getting ready to go off because I'm sitting there. There's some lying ass bullshit they telling people who don't know the real history behind this person that you named this fort after and all of this other stuff and everything else and what the hell people went through during the army and trying to get into the army and all that other stuff. The army doesn't become integrated until the 40s. My dad was a Tuskegee Airman. And I'm going to say this again. To this day, I refuse to go downtown to the Capitol Theater because they told him and his crew they didn't belong there after fighting the war and in uniform. That was in the 40s when they told him that. When he told me that story at that point in time, at that thing, I was like, I'm never going in there. And I won't. This past weekend, they had a comic there. Hey, I wanted to go. Nope, I'm not going now. If he had been at the Whiting, I'd have went or whatever. But going down there, no, because I'm going to stand on this particular principle. Here's the thing. We're not standing on principle. What principle do we have that we should be standing on? Man, I know. We should know that if you're doing any gambling as an athlete, a public figure, they're going to come and hang you. They're going to find a way to get a noose, whether it's around your hook, crook, around your neck, around your foot. They're going to find a way.
Facts.
And it ain't got nothing. I could be gambling. The reason why Michael Jordan did get caught because he wasn't, and I'm not saying that Chauncey Billups is mediocre. I'm not saying Kevin Garnett's mediocre, Terry Rozier, or any of them. But then who's the person that's ahead of it? How come he not in the hook too?
They never do that.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to get Silverman, but you're going to get everybody else that's supposedly involved.
Right. He should be even. I heard Congress want him to come in, but they should have been brought him in because how did you clear my man and the feds didn't?
Thank you.
So, I mean, drop the ball somewhere because that's in that show. And go watch Breaking Point because they're going to break that down like, yeah, Silverman. But like I said, I try to look at the different ones. Even Roland Martin did something on it. But go watch the one with my man, with the referee who did some time for it and watch how he breaking it down.
And that referee got away with doing, cheating, false calls, horrible calls, missed calls.
And that's
for years.
Right. And that's why the Spurs shouldn't have got that championship.
Oh, well.
That was the game he cheated in.
Yeah.
If people really want to go look saying a referee can't decide a game, bullshit. Because a referee can easily start calling fouls on this end. He can change everything that you got going on. He can have your star player, because they understand they can get into these players' head.
But the whole point of the exercise. You player go over there and talk to the ref, guess what? The ref might say, I don't want to hear it. Go play. Don't come over and talk to me.
Mm-hmm. You see this one right here. So look at this agriculture conspiracy that's going on with Trump. Bailing out Argentina with them selling their beef to the U.S. to lower their prices, and now China. Wow. It says everyone is cheating. Remember, Michigan in the 80s, 90s. I'm just saying. Who was cheating?
Argentina. Oh.
Michigan never cheated the U of M. They should have played them boys. I'm gonna tell you why. And I remember the Fab Five. How was Jalen Rose riding around in the tempo and you just made the university $100-some damn millions of dollars? People was rocking the ball heads, the black socks, the long jerseys. Where y'all thought they got that from?
From them.
Okay, I'm just
They're
saying.
The one who, they the ones who even wore them black Air Force Ones.
That's all I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying. So, pay them.
And that's the thing. If you got 110, 120,000 people sitting in the stadium every week paying $50, $60, $100 a ticket, you making money. You go to Chrysler Arena when they really rocking, you got 30,000 people sitting in the stadium plus concessions. You take care of your athletes, then we don't have to worry about, well, they shouldn't, let's like with what Miss Talbert's saying, right? Her cousin's making $2 and everybody else making millions. That don't even make sense.
No, that's just like if you look at the SEC, they was playing them players, they was giving them money. But
that's
now
what boosters for.
Right. But now they made it across the board. You see the Big Ten pulling things off.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, Mark Hutchinson. They don't want to admit that. Right. How come Chris couldn't even afford his own number 4 jersey in the store? That story changed my mind. Facts.
Right.
You got any last words,
Yeah,
brother?
I do. First of all, Miss Connie Lewis, we were waiting on you, and I'm glad you showed up. I didn't mention the books before. There's two books I want you to get real quick. One is called Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. And another book is called None Dare Call It Conspiracy. I don't remember what the author's name is. That's conspiratorial stuff. I've got some other stuff I'm going to be mentioning next week. And some other stuff I'll probably be mentioning Sunday. So, and then we do have a book list up here somewhere. Family, that one more time, we have to be educated. We have to stop this whole notion that because you're poor and you come from this poor, and that's the pitch that people are going to give you to go to their colleges. You poor, go to these schools, we'll pay you, and all this other stuff. And you got young players that get these large NIL deals and everything else. But pay attention to what's going on in the world. This stuff doesn't even make any sense. How we're just getting caught. Oh yeah, I'm an NBA player. I'm an NFL player, and I can go ahead on and just do what I want to do. No, you can't. You're not in a world, in a country that you can do what you want to do, because that's not how it operates. That's not how it goes.
Facts.
All right, family. On that note. All right, Salty Chef, is it still cold up there, bro? I know it is. This is Saskatchewan in freaking October, almost November. It's getting cold up here. All right, fam. Peace.
Peace.